I just managed to drag another HR colleague in front of the camera, Tamas Diener, who's based in Budapest, Hungary, and he traveled to Slovenia to support us with this country reportage. Tamas also just joined the company like a few months ago, and typical question I would like to ask him as well is, Tamas, why have you actually joined Goodyear?
Well, it's quite an interesting question. I joined about 3 months ago, and that time I didn't know too much about the company. Two reasons basically why I decided to come. One is a pretty personal thing. I think it's a good boys' business. It's cars, it's excitement, it's tires. It's really a good place to be. The other thing, what I really like about this is that I'm returning to business partnering. I used to work very much in the capability building or talent management agenda. My current role is a good mixture in between the two. Mm-hmm. So these are my main reasons.
So Tamas, interesting to learn that you look at Goodyear as a boys' business, and that's one of the reasons to join. Boys and toys, right? Now, hey, we just spoke to Edita, and she was talking about HR, talent management strategy, and you guys fully embraced the Utrecht concept. That's clear. But actually, you're going the extra mile. Edita told me that you put a concept in place which is called learning teams. Could you give me some more details on that concept?
We want to bring together all the CSE Utrecht members because we think we have now 10, 15 really good talents in the organization, but we want them to really feel part of the CSE community, not only the big EMEA or the global Utrecht community. The event that we are trying to do is a one-day workshop where we, with a professional facilitator, we share with them the learning team concept, but they can really learn the techniques, and we can kick off this process where they become sharing, learning from each other's experiences, and also create a network where they can have 5 people in their phone books. And if they have any kind of a business-related problem, they can turn to someone from a very different country, from a very, very different culture, and have a perspective much wider than their own countries, but kind of a regional setup. This is what we're trying to achieve with this workshop. And on the other hand, the ExCom members will be there. They will spend a whole day with this team, and they will work together on different kind of projects. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a formal recognition event where we want to recognize these people, their talents, their great achievements they've done so far for our company.
Yeah. That's actually great to hear, because it very much links into one of the objectives of Utrecht, which is very much about connecting people with one another, getting them connected to the bigger business. So actually you guys doing that in CSE, which is actually a large region in itself, is actually great to hear. Hey Tamas, final question. If you look at all of those Utrecht folks, not just the CSE ones, but also the people in other countries, you as a senior HR professional, what would be your kind of top advice for these people, kind of young, mid-career, with a lot of potential? What would be your advice to them?
Well, if and let me be a bit selfish and think about our region a little bit. It's a very diverse region with very different nationalities, very different cultures. So I think the first of all is that you have to keep an open mind. You have to be open for different challenges, for different ways of doing business, for different approaches. And don't think that your own approach is just because it made you successful is the only approach. Mm-hmm. Be very open and try to learn from each other. I think this is the number one thing. The other thing is and probably it's not really an advice, but it's kind of my recognition to these people. It's great to have such a group in this organization, and use this advantage that you're part of this group, and use the advantage that you can be part of meetings where you can meet other talented people, and then don't take it as granted, but take it as a great opportunity that you can really get the knowledge from others, and not only just performing on your own.
Yeah. We have about 200 folks on the Utrecht program, and of which I know quite a few are mobile, and people are looking out for opportunities. I know there's a lot of opportunities in their home country, but sometimes people are tempted to go and work abroad. How would you advertise the CSE region? Is this an exciting region to come and work?
I think it is, obviously. I really enjoy working here, and what makes it really, really enjoyable and very exciting is that, as I mentioned, you have to be open to very different cultures and very different ways of working. As if you want to make a career in an organization as ours, I think CSE is an excellent test ground for that. It's kind of a small region to some extent, but just think of that. We have 13 countries in this region. I don't know how many languages, probably more than 13 languages. Some of them Slavic, some of them Latin. And we even have the Hungarian language, which is completely different from anything. Yeah. So it's like a Europe and a mini Europe in itself, with very different mentalities. Take the Czech people, who are very much closer to the German mentality, or take the Romanian people, who are much closer to the Latin mentality. It's a very, very nice mixture. It's a very nice melting pot here in CSE. I think so. It really makes it a good test ground and a good learning ground to learn different cultures, different mentalities, but still doing a professional business in a very, very kind of harmonized way, as we try to do that within CSC. So it's kind of, on one hand, we are very much harmonized, on the other hand, we are very, very different here.
So Tamas, I think the first applications just came into your inbox because this is a very exciting story from CSE. I'd like to thank you for the interview and I'll see you soon.